Hi friends, I am Anilkumar from the Marine Products Export Development Authority under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. We, the MPEDA, has initiated a workshop on the Turtle Excluder Device with the cooperation with CIFT, ICAR CIFT, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Central Institute of Fisheries Technology in Cochin, and the workshop is conducted by the experts from National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the United States of America government. They have come to India to help us to, prepare or fabricate the Turtle Excluder Device, so that this can be fixed in the trawl nets of the fishing boats in India across all the coastal states. So by fixing the Turtle Excluder Device or TED, the turtles will be escaping from the trawl nets, because fishing is one of the major causes of turtle mortality all across the world. And friends, as you know, India has one of the largest breeding grounds in the world for the turtles, and by installing the TEDs we will be protecting and conserving the turtle population of the world. Friends, I have here with me the expert from the NOAA Fisheries of the United States of America government, Mr. Jeff Gerhardt. I would like to introduce him. Hi Jeff, please come.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you
Hi.
doing?
Fine. How are you?
All right.
Good. I know in the United States they had been using, all the fishing vessels has been using the TED for the last 30 years, and they are developing the TED for the last 40 plus years, and they have the TED has been implemented in more than a dozen countries, and he has all the experience, a wealth of experience in multiple countries. So I would like to ask you, Jeff, what is the requirement for using a TED in a fishing vessel in a trawl net?
So these are required in the United States in all trawls that are retrieved with mechanical advantage, and in all trawls that have a head rope length greater than 4 meters. And like Anil said, we've required these for 30 years. There's been some modifications, but this same design has been required for the past 20 years.
So is there a law in the United States which require all the countries which supply shrimp, wild-caught shrimp from the sea to the US market to use the TED? Can you explain about the law? Yes,
there's an international law that we have that requires any country that wants to export wild-caught shrimp to the United States, they must have a sea turtle conservation program that's comparable to the United States, with TEDs, a TED program in their trawl fisheries being the keystone for this conservation program.
Wonderful. So the TED is required as a key device to protect the turtle under the sea turtle conservation program. Am I right?
Yes. Trawl fisheries have been found to be one of the leading threats, the primary threat to sea turtles, because sea turtles are air-breathing animals, and when fishermen are fishing with trawl nets, they can trawl hours, and air-breathing turtle, if he has no way to get to the surface, cannot survive in a net that's being towed that long. What the Turtle Excluder Devices allows a way to escape while the trawl is being towed.
Wonderful. So can you tell us where in the trawl net this Turtle Excluder Device, TED, needs to be fixed?
Okay, so a trawl net is basically shaped like a funnel. So it's big on the front, it's spread by doors, and it tapers down to a small section where, if you're targeting shrimp, the shrimp will come down the net and then come down through the small section into a bag at the end that you would lift up and dump on deck, and that's where your catch would be. The TED is made to install between the main body of the net at the end of the tapered section and the smaller section, and it serves as a filter basically, or a strainer. So the shrimp, they can't swim very well, so they go through these bars and then back to the bag. The water flow would be coming from this direction. And then a turtle that came in here could be mechanically separated. Basically, he's not big enough to go through the bars, so would be excluded and be able to access to the surface.
So when TED is being used, will the shrimp escape through this, the opening where the turtle also is going out? Will there be any loss of the shrimp?
Generally, while you're fishing, this flap is sealed like this. We've purposely installed this flap in such a way that the water flow keeps it sealed like this, and it only opens when larger things come out. Otherwise, the flap is closed, it is not open.
Right.
And we know this through first-hand observations with divers in the U.S., and we have hours and hours of video to verify this.
Yeah, I've seen in Nova Fisheries website a lot of videos on how this. You say that essentially in 5 minutes the turtle has to escape from the trawl net if it gets trapped inside the trawl net.
We have a certification protocol, and that's a protocol we use with small turtles. That we have a 5-minute limit for our certification protocol. But in general, turtles in the wild that we've seen go through the net, the time varies. They'll swim up in the net some, but once they fall back here, they get out pretty quickly, within a minute or so.
Within a minute or so?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So what you are saying is if we use this kind of TED in India, the turtles will be able to escape within a minute or so, or maximum 5 minutes, so that they will be able to survive well in the ocean.
Yes, this should dramatically reduce sea turtle mortalities in India.
Wonderful.
And looking at the size of the fishery in India, it could arguably be one of the largest conservation efforts in the world since the U.S. implemented TEDs into trawl vessels back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Right. Now coming to the the structure of the TED, can you explain what is TED? What are the structures? This part, what is it, and the grid and all that thing?
Okay. So first off is the grid. So the grid is in aluminum. This one's constructed of aluminum. We have different metal standards that we have to have for the specifications on what it has to be constructed out of. But aluminum is the most common metal that we use. And so the maximum bar spacing is 4 inches here. So it cannot exceed 4 inches.
Sure, that means the length, the space between
the bars.
Inside space between the bars should be maximum 4 inches.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And so this grid is installed into this tube of webbing. We call this an extension, or a TED extension. And it's installed in here at an angle, and the maximum angle is 55 degrees. It cannot exceed that. If the angle goes above 55 degrees, then small turtles are unable to escape.
Yeah, because it becomes too steep for them to climb up and escape.
The water pressure holds them, impinges them against the grid, and they can't escape.
So when you make a TED like this, after using it for a few times, will the angle change?
After a fisherman uses a TED for a season, we may see the angle start to fall some, depending on who constructed it and how it's constructed. It could go multiple seasons without needing very much attention. But after a couple years or after significant use, the angle can drop. But then this is part of maintenance of the device, that you would just basically remove it from the extension and adjust the angle back here and reconstruct the back part of the TED to make the adjustment. The other maintenance that's required is to replace the flaps. We recommend doing this at least once a season, depending on how they look.
Yeah, the flap, yeah.
Yes, and so that's the other part of the TED, is the flap. So we have 2 different flaps. This is a double cover flap, and then there's a single flap that goes on here as one piece. And so each of these is designed to exclude turtles as large as the largest leatherbacks that we see on nesting beaches.